Oh, let me address this really quick too. I mean, it's not the hugest deal, but it's kind of just annoying. So, I have been vlogging on YouTube since 2014, right? And a lot of my vlog clips I film in my car while driving like to and from places while I'm running errands because it's just way easier for me to vlog in my car because one, I have my camera mounted so I don't have to like, stop, press record or hold the camera the entire time I'm filming. I just have it mounted already and can just share my thoughts quick, get it off my head and do whatever. And so basically I film a lot of like chit chat videos in my car, vlog clips of me just like going to and from places. And it's never been an issue for me. Like, I've never felt like I was not being safe or anything. It's just, like I said, I've been doing vlogging since like 2014, 2015, and was never an issue for me. And I had gotten like a few comments about it, like, oh, you can't vlog in your car because that's distracted driving. Now, here's the thing. Georgia is a hands-free state at the end of the day, so you can't have your phone in your hand at all while operating a vehicle if it's driving and not parked, right? So none of my vlog clips or none of the videos that I'm filming in my car am I holding my camera with my hands. Both hands are on the wheel of my car. So it's like I'm hands-free. I'm not holding my phone. But someone had said, oh, you can't even record while vlogging. And so I was looking it up, and the information that I found says like specifically for live streaming, like when you're live streaming, you have to be looking at your camera a lot or trying to read comments. But it also seemed like it's more so like recording if you're holding your phone. And then it also said like dash cam videos were okay. But regardless, I feel like I've never felt like unsafe having my camera mounted in my car when I was in recording if I'm not actively holding my phone or on my phone, because at the end of the day it doesn't really require, it's not the same distraction I feel like as texting or being on Snapchat or being on social media and actively on your phone scrolling, touching. Like, I'm not actually actively on my phone. It's mounted, I'm talking, and it's recording the video. And I've never been I've been in accidents before. I've never been in an accident while vlogging. And actually, the one accident I did get in, someone hit me, and I happened to be recording a vlog clip at the time, and I wasn't the cause. It wasn't my fault. The person behind me hit the back of my car. So I wasn't even at fault in that accident. And basically, I just feel like it's irritating when people act like they don't know more about your situation than reality. But anyways, I've never been pulled over for my phone being mounted while I'm driving because, like I said, my phone's mounted. It's always mounted in my car when I'm driving regardless, because I'll either have my GPS on, my music app on, whatever, but my phone it's hands-free at the end of the day. And I've never been ticketed or gotten pulled over for my phone just being mounted or me recording a video. And what's crazy is I feel like obviously, like, distracted driving is a problem in a lot of ways, but to me, I personally don't think it's any different. I feel like it's one thing if I was holding and recording, like if I'm in my car, like, ugh, which I've done before, but only if I was either not driving or just like parked in my car or something, or wanted to, I don't know. But anyways, or at a stoplight. But regardless, I feel like it's almost like people want to find a reason to be like, oh, you're doing something wrong, or you're not doing this, or you shouldn't be doing that. And I feel like that's the irritating part of it too, because I'm like, I personally don't think I'm risking my life by talking in my car while filming. And I guess it really is just like, it's only illegal based off of where you live. Because I'm like, if that were the case, then, you know, all of these vloggers, YouTubers that constantly or frequently film in your car would be, you know, getting in trouble for it. But like I said, it seems like it's something that varies from state to state regardless. But the main thing is, as long as I'm not actively on my phone, it's not in my hand, I'm not recording, I don't feel like it's a risk driving and filming a vlog clip here and there. Also, I really am not I don't vlog in my car. The only reason I feel like maybe it seems like I'm always vlogging in my car is literally just because when I get in my car, my phone's already mounted. So if there's something I wanted to talk about, it's easier just to film it there than like wait till I get somewhere and start recording. But anyways, it's also just something that it's a habit of mine. That's what I'm used to, unless I'm like at home. And then if I'm at home, I have to find a tripod and get everything set up and do everything. So it's literally easiest for me to film a short clip while I'm in the car. And it's never more than, I would say, like, even if I'm driving in my area, it's always like a very, very short distance. Like the furthest I've driven is maybe like 10 minutes. And it's just like a 10-minute or a 2-minute clip of the 10-minute drive. I'm going and I'm recording just me talking about something. I feel like is definitely not comparable to be like, I don't know, driving. And like I said, it's just like I said, it's really only an issue. It would really only be an issue personally if I'm getting ticketed for it or I'm getting pulled over for it. But like I said, I've never gotten pulled over because of my phone being mounted and me recording. And I don't know, I feel like usually you're ticketed after the fact for distracted driving. Like if you got in an accident and they asked what you were doing, you're like, oh, well, I was doing this. Like, I feel like that's when people get ticketed, but I don't think cops are like in the car looking for phones, a person whose phone is mounted. Like, they're looking for your phone being in your hand. If it's not mounted, that is when you are, you know, ticketed basically for distracted driving. But I will say this, and I'll end with this. The last accident I was in where I was at fault, I was distracted driving, but I was doing a Uber Eats delivery, and I was looking at my phone to see if I had made it to the restaurant. Actually, I don't even think I was looking at my phone. I was looking out my window for to see if I was passing the restaurant I had to do the pickup at. And I either didn't notice the light turn red, or a car pulled out in front of me that I didn't notice, and I basically didn't slow down in enough time, and I slammed on my brakes, and because the conditions of the road were wet, my brakes pretty much were like my car was still sliding around. So my brakes didn't work as efficiently, and then I like barely hit the car in front of me. So it was still like a very minor accident that I got into. And I would say like I was distracted by the Uber Eats delivery I was trying to pick up. Like that to me was, I was distracted, but I was only distracted because I was looking for the restaurant, and I was only looking for the restaurant because I was trying to do an Uber Eats delivery, and I was trying to make sure I didn't accidentally drive past it, and I was looking out my window too long and didn't see what was in front of me. That is distracted driving, right? And that caused an accident. But my phone being mounted, like, and I don't know like how you would argue this in a court of law. Would you say the me being an Uber, doing an Uber delivery was the response, was what distracted me? Or is it still me being distracted by looking out my window? Like, I don't know. However you would break it down, it's like my phone being mounted and me looking at my phone to get directions and looking out the window for a split second and missing that. It's still a distraction technically, but at the end of the day, it was a accident. It wasn't like I was misusing my phone in a way that, you know, had I not been doing that on my phone, the accident would have been avoided. You know, like sometimes accidents are literally just accident. But at the end of the day, I feel like when I'm recording in my car, it is literally just, it's second nature. It's not even, I'm not even focused on the recording. I'm just focused on whatever I'm trying to say. I talk to myself when I'm driving regardless, and me recording y'all just seeing the recording of it, to me, I feel like is not a huge deal in my opinion. So until I get ticketed, until I get pulled over, it's really not a big deal for me. Do I try to record in my car most of the time? No, it's really just if I'm already in my car and I want to give an update about where I'm headed or what I'm doing, or just sharing my thoughts, because like I said, it to me is it's never been something that I've personally felt like there was an issue with. And like I said, it to me, I don't know. I don't know what the actual, like I said, I understand the issue if I was holding my phone and recording. And I almost feel like that was the basis for it. And also the live streaming, like to be live on live recording. But to me, it's more like a dash cam that's just on me and not the road. I mean, there are some dual-ended dash cams, but, you know, a lot of people make content while they're driving, and I feel like most of the accidents that I've seen are not because someone was vlogging, unless they're maybe holding the camera or holding their phone or like looking at their camera. But I don't know, when I'm recording in my car, I'm really not looking at my camera at all. And that's the other thing. Someone was like, oh, you keep looking at the camera. First of all, I'm looking at the road. It might look like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm usually always looking ahead of me at the road. And it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it probably would be for the best, because people literally just love to find ways to critique other people about things they're doing. Personally, like, it's really not something that I feel like affects anybody but me, right? It's just like people who are making comments like that are just finding a way to critique you for something, right? Oh, well, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, like to find me at fault at something. Personally, like I said, whether or not if I get it ticketed for it and a police officer tells me you're not allowed to do it, then that will be, I guess, the end of it. But like I said, I've never personally felt like I was distracted because I vlogged a clip of me in my car. And honestly, I feel like I've talked on the phone for like hours while driving, and I'm like, you're saying it's not a problem that I'm talking, it's a problem that it's being filmed. But I'm like, I'm just filming me talking, you know? And if it's mounted, what's the actual difference other than there's a recording of it, right? Like people talking on the phone, I feel like are still, it's like, would you argue that someone talking on the phone is distracted while they're driving if they're talking but still looking at the road? Probably not. Or maybe you would. I don't know. That's why I'm saying, like, if you're just going to come to someone's page and critique them on something because you personally feel or whatever, that's just like, it's just irritating. But in my opinion, if I'm talking, and I would be talking on the phone, if I was talking on the phone but not recording, it's fine. What is the bigger difference, like, other than the claim that, oh, I'm not looking at the road, you're looking at the camera? But I also feel like when you talk on the phone, or talking is kind of like an autonomous feature that doesn't necessarily require your consistent attention. It's basically like, are you saying people can't talk and drive? People can't listen to music and drive? Like, where does the line, at what point does the line actually get drawn? To me, it is actively being on your phone. If it's in your hand, you can't actively control the car while having your hand be somewhere else. That's not a part of your vehicle. But again, that's just me. And I know people who still drive with their phone in their hand and things like that. So, you know, maybe being mad at the person whose phone is mounted and is just talking while they happen to be driving is crazy, because there's still people who actually are texting and driving, and that's something I will not do. So, I don't know. I guess people just need to either mind their own business, mind their own business. But also, like I said, I've never had issues with my phone being mounted while I was driving. I've passed police officers with my phone mounted and I've never had any issues. So I just feel like as long as I'm getting from point A to point B safely, it's not an issue. And I've never been in an accident while vlogging that was, I was distracted because I was being recorded by my own phone like that. And it's like, it's not even I'm actively doing something with my phone. It's just like my phone's mounted. I go to video, hit record, maybe say hi, and then I'm just talking and still focusing on the road. But like I said, unless people are going to say there's an issue also with just talking on the phone while driving, because, I would say FaceTiming would be a little bit different. Like if you're FaceTiming, you have more of a desire to look at the phone because there's another person on the phone with you. But like I said, I'm literally just have the phone mounted, talking about my day, not really looking at the camera or what it's recording, other than maybe sometimes adjusting it prior to. I also typically start recording like right when I'm leaving whatever location I was parked at. So it's like I started the recording while I was parked anyways and then started driving. I don't know. But like I said, until I get pulled over or get told I'm not allowed to, I feel like it's not a big deal. It's really just the most convenient area for me to vlog in. And I make a lot of videos in my car in general. Like if I go to Sonic or something, or maybe I'm going through a drive-through. But yeah, that's just me. Anyways, be blessed. That's all I'm going to say about that. Oh my gosh, my phone's broken. I can't stop my recording.